Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. Today we're going to do a little bit of woodworking here in Tom's Tinkering and Adventures Global Domination Headquarters garage. I am making some tops for some little storage tubs that my lovely trophy wife uses. She is a educator, a teacher, teaching our young men and women who will be taking over this wonderful world of ours at some point. So she's teaching the young ones, and she has these little storage tubs that they actually use to sit on. And what she's found out is when they flip them over, the bottom of them is not very strong. But looking at the design of the tub, I think that I can make a top that will provide a pretty good sturdy area for them to sit. And once I'm done manufacturing these, then we are going to put some cotton batting on them and wrap them, do a little staple gun so they have a little cushion on the top of them. So I am going to move some things here out of the garage, get my wood tools set up, and bring you on back and show you what we got. So these are the storage tubs that they're actually using to sit on. And when they sit on this part, there's no support anywhere. So they've been cracking the bottoms of them. But if I make a top that will fit on here, the weight will be distributed and they won't break the tubs. What I have purchased is some plywood here. This is a 4x8 sheet. Now, I purchased this at Home Depot. And Home Depot will provide you with 2 free cuts of your lumber. And then I think you pay a quarter or something for each cut thereafter. Now I could cut these, but 2 free cuts. I cut a 4x8 sheet into 16 inches by 8 feet long, which is right close to what I need. So I'm just going to use 16 inches. I think it's about a quarter of an inch more than I wanted, but that's fine. So I got 2 free cuts, made it easier for me to move. And I bought some 1x3s here, and I'll show you how we're going to put this all together. There's plenty of different kinds of plywood you can buy, starting at about $12 a sheet up to, hell, $60 a sheet, I imagine. So just decide what you want to use. This was like a $20 sheet of laminated plywood here. Nothing fancy, but it doesn't have to be. So first thing I'm going to do is figure out, we're going to be 16 inches this way, and I think my measurement is 13 inches this way. So I'm going to mark off 16 or 13 inches. I'll double check my measurement. Lay them up here, and we will cut about a half a dozen of them. I think she wanted 6 of them made, but I can't remember if it was 6 or 8. So I'll make 6. If I need to make more, I got enough to make more. Well, I got about 6 of these cut down. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out these 1x4s and cut these. Now the plan is to screw these to the plywood and then measure this so that it'll fit inside of here, so that these tops just kind of pop on here and then they can't slide off. So I'm going to need a measurement from here, from this edge over here, and then it's going to hit over here as well. So it looks like it's going to be pretty close to 11.5. A little bit of movement's going to be fine. So I am going to need 2 for each of these, so I'm going to need 12 of them at 11.5. So let me set this up and we'll get cutting. Since I need to cut 12 of them at the same distance, I have set up with a little piece of scrap wood here a stop block at 11.5 inches. So all I have to do is put this right up against that stop block, make the cut, and then I can make each one 11.5 inches. Without having to measure each one. There we go. One item I didn't take into consideration on this, let's see if we can get you in a little bit better light situation here. There we go, come in the garage. Is when these things are in here, they fit fine on that side, but due to that radius, they don't fit there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just cut a little 45 off of each one. Just one corner, whichever corner goes over here. So I will set them on here and just knock off just the slightest bit of a corner. It's not going to be a big deal. Yeah, I don't even really have to measure it, just kind of eyeball it. Something about like that. Let's see if we can't get over here in the garage. See how that looks. That's better. All right, so I'll knock them all off like that. After doing some measurements and some math, yeah, I know, math. I work in the garage a lot and I use a lot of math. So if anyone is watching this and you're a young fella or a young gal and you think you don't need to learn math because you're going to be using your hands, you might want to think again. You got to use some math. Even if it's just basic stuff, you got to use some math. And in construction, use algebra. So study hard. This is the best muscle you can exercise in your entire body right here. All right, but anyway, I digress. I've got some measurements here. I need to go 1 5/8 inch over from each side, and then center them front and back is about 2 1/8 inches. So what I will do is I'll use my little adjustable square here. Let me get you all in a position so you can kind of see how I'm doing this. I'll try to keep you on 3 legs at least. There you go. 3 is better than 2. Fractions too. There you go. You got to learn your fractions. All right, so I got this set to 1 5/8. Lock it down. And I'll set it along the side here. And if you look on this thing, it's got a little notch. You can put your pencil right in there. Let's see, hopefully I got this on the camera. There we go, I can see it. So 1 5/8. Go on that side, and on that side. And I'll set it for 2 1/8. This will be our end. Same on this end. There you go, just throw that down, you don't need that anymore. Then you just line this up with your marks. And we'll put some screws in it. I got some number 6 by 1 inch screws here. So I'm going to put one right in the center from the bottom on each end, or on each side I mean to say, I'm sorry. Go. going to flip it over and put the screws in from the top down, because this is about a 1/2 inch plywood and this is 3/4 inch 1x3s here. We're going to get more bite putting the screws in this way. Now, if I put this across here, that's going to put me almost in the middle. See that? Pretty close to the middle. So I'm just using that as a guide. Hopefully you can kind of understand what I'm talking about here. Let's see. So hard to see out here. It's too bright for me. I'll turn it this way. There you go. So I'm just kind of estimating kind of where the center of that board is at. And then I also kind of can judge the length. I'll just go on the edge of this. And this will probably get pretty close to centered on this board. And 3 ought to hold it. And I'll do the same on this side. There's our storage tub. There's our completed top. We'll put that on there. Pretty nice tight fit. And let's put about 100 and some pounds worth of YouTube badass on here. Well, okay, instead it'll just be me. Okay. All right, so I'm standing on this. We're bouncing. Look at us, we're bouncing. See, can you feel it? Ooh, it's giving me a head rush here. I think that's gonna hold a young man or woman on there. So let me knock out the rest of these, get them all built up, and then I will get the belt sander and we'll knock off these corners. Got my trusty belt sander clamped down to my work table here. Show you how we do this here. Oh yeah, look at those wonderful shadows. We'll get right there, right in the thick of the action. How's that sound? All right, watch your eyes, watch your ears. There we go, we knocked the sharp corners off of it. Nothing too fancy, just enough that no kid's gonna get hurt, and any splinters and stuff are knocked off of it. So I just got 5 more to do and we're done with this part of it. Over the years I've acquired a lot of tools. I still have a lot of stuff I don't have, and you know, some of it I could go get, but I just don't have the use for it all that often. I just you know, make do with what I have, such as you know, putting that belt sander, the handheld belt sander, putting it in my vise or clamping it down instead of getting a benchtop belt sander. But there's one thing I have that I really like, and that's my air compressor and this air nozzle, because when you're done working on something like this and you got the sawdust everywhere, it's just really nice to be able to clean it up like that. So one of my favorites. All right, we got 6 of them made and sanded, so now I'm just waiting on my lovely lady to let me know what fabric she wants to cover these in, and I'll at least finish one up before I finish this video so you can all see what the finished product looks like. Kat, are you gonna help here at all? No. Well, here's our finished product for these. My wife found this fabric. She put some padding down on them and folded it over and stapled it on there. And of course, as I said, yeah, she came home. I had 6 of them done, put everything away, and then she said she needed 8. So I had to get everything back out, and I knocked out 2 more. But these look like they're going to work pretty good. I'll sit down on here. There's my planter box, growing nicely. Getting some more succulents going here for the next several. Oh yeah, very comfortable. And someone in my house has a Amazon addiction. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.